So, hi, Joshante.
Hello.
Thank you
Hi, how
for
you doing?
joining me today. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Just tired, but good. Good.
Good. Okay, so I just wanted to ask you a few questions about your
Yes.
experience with Audacity so far. You have
Yeah.
recently hit your first target. Not really recently. It's been that's because I wanted to also mention something that it only
Yeah.
took you 1 week to hit your first target. So that's really
Yeah. Yeah.
impressive. So we will discuss
Yeah.
about that, of course. But now I just want you to introduce yourself and just tell us a bit about yourself, how your career in trading started. Tell us your story.
Okay, so yeah, my name's Joshante, Amihyia. I'm 28 now, and I started trading when I was about 18 or 19. So just coming to, just above 10 years. I started off when I got headhunted into a prop firm called Solomon Blake to do an internship there because I recently before done an internship at HSBC doing commercial banking. And while I was there, that kind of like hugely grew my interest in trading. And then from there, I just went to move forward onto another prop firm in which I was working and then doing further trading with them. And then I came up with my strategy and then I just been trading ever since really. And yeah, just been trading ever since.
And at the moment you are a full-time trader, right?
Yes. And I run a smart tech company, which I've used my money from trading to invest in. I like tech. So
that's good.
I've got like
that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know a bit about your story because basically we did the interview together when you joined the program. So I'm really happy. Also because the amazing part is that you told me like, I can't wait to show you that I will be like one of the top traders. And so far, I think we can be pretty satisfied with each other. Okay, why don't you tell us a bit about the strategy you came up with over the years, yeah?
Yeah, so the strategy that I came up with, it's based on price action, but it's based to do with times as well, because where the history kind of always repeats itself in the market, it obviously gives a lot of people opportunity to get in at certain points. But I feel like because of people's psychological side, they have either fear, kind of patience, or greed, which then dictates the way they trade. And so I just eliminate all of that and just literally trade the opposite way of like how a retail trader will trade, because that's where the crucial entry points are.
Okay. And would you say you are more into an intraday? You have more an intraday approach or like a swing trading approach on average, of course?
Yeah, no, on average it's intraday and obviously scalping, because let's say, for example, if I want to catch 100 pips, I'm not just looking to catch 100 pips on one trade. I'll try and catch 10 pips 10 times. And that would.
Okay. And you mainly focus on price actions. That's a big part of your strategy.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else you look at, perhaps just as confluence?
So again, like I used to use a lot of kind of indicators and stuff, but I realized after a while, the problem with indicators is that it's just kind of mathematical calculations, but it's just based on the average assumption on what should happen based on kind of mathematical calculations. But I believe the human brain is more smarter. So I believe, most of the time, like I said, it's not the wrong analysis, it's just the psychological side. So I use that with, obviously, I've got a freaking strategy, which I created, and then I've got another strategy, which I created as well.
Would you like to tell us a bit about how you are managing the risk before joining Audacity and now with our risk parameters in place? How your approach toward the money management changed?
Yeah. Okay. So with Audacity, because obviously you're only limited to staking, obviously a lot size, and also as well you still have your certain percentage which you're not able to obviously lose. So I think the approach that I've taken is I've been more kind of swing trading on the kind of FX pairs, because I feel like whereas I normally trade index, FX is less volatile, and where it's less volatile, you're better off kind of swinging your trade. And so I'm just doing my normal strategy, but I'm doing it on a bigger time frame.
Okay. Still staying on an intraday approach, or you're also holding over a few days, perhaps?
Yeah, so I would hold over a few days.
Mm-hmm. So let's say before, how much were you risking? How were you controlling your capital before that?
So how I see it is like this: if let's say for example your target would be to make, I don't know, £3,000, then I would break up to say, okay, into kind of weeks and days, and so let's say for example if it's 3,000, I would say every day I might choose to make obviously 10%. Now to make 10%, it means I'm risking obviously 1%. And to make up that 1%, if that makes sense. So I'll do 10 trades to gain 1%, which would then equal to 10% altogether. So in order to do that,
target, basically.
I'm only just risking 0.5% at all given time, which then will kind of help me.
That's good. So it's a very conservative approach, we can say, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Let's go back a bit. So you joined us on the 25th of November, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And you hit your first target on the 2nd of December. So again, congratulations, because it's a really, really good result. Now, I was having a look at your account. Why don't you tell us a bit, how was that for you?
In regards to kind of hitting the target, I don't think I've really had any difficulties. The only problem was obviously, hence why I couldn't do the interview last week. I was done with COVID. So I feel like when I'm not kind of mentally there, I don't like to really attack the market, because my concentration is not going to be on the level that I want it to be. So I believe, I've just been kind of taking it easy. But this week on, I'll definitely be kind of going full steam, and I'll hopefully hit it. And then,
So you were telling me before that you also were trading on indices. Of course, with us, at least to begin with, we focus on the Forex market. I've
been trying to convince you lot. I've been trying to convince them. I said, if I had index pairs, I would be flying through this like no tomorrow. Because
that's right. So we are just anticipating my question. That would have been like, if you have any kind of suggestion for us, what would that be? I believe your answer is add indices.
Add indices. We need indices, because even if you add the lows, kind of the ones that haven't got that much volatility in it, it gives everyone a chance to just do what they need to do. Like I could fly like no tomorrow with index pairs, but obviously FX is fine. There's like watching paint dry, just pretty much sitting there and just waiting.
Let's take one step back. You said like you can choose some pairs. I noticed that the majority of your trades are on cable. Now, I wanted to ask you if that is something you are doing now, focusing on cable, because again, it's perhaps one of the most volatile pair, even if it's a major one, or you were focusing on that pair even before. I mean, did anything change it in your approach?
The great thing about kind of cable is that it correlates with US 30 and Germany 30. So I feel like that gives me the nearest field to trade in the index at the moment, what I found.
I really like your indices.
Yeah. No, I do. It is because it's what I've been trading on. Like I started trading that when I was 19. So 19, if you're watching something for, like 9-10 years, you're bound to kind of catch on to something on it. So I believe that's why I kind of like index. But in regards to with the FX, I do believe it's, it's the same pretty much, but it's just there's not much kind of volume in it, which then takes the element of what you have to do, but on just a slower approach. So it would definitely be ad index pairs.
So of course it's a different financial asset, but at the end of the day, what we ask is you to make 10%. So far, you did an amazing job. So I'm sure you will continue doing that.
Yeah.
So what if you have to give a suggestion to someone that is in the program at the moment and maybe is struggling a bit to hit his target, or maybe someone that just got in touch with us now and he wants to understand a bit about the industry, about our program, what would you say, based on your experience so far?
Based on my experience, well, one of the great things which I found with you lot is your withdrawal process as well. When it comes to kind of splitting profits, I was surprised how quick it was personally, but I was thinking it's going to be like a couple of days, and then that very afternoon, it literally went into my bank, and then I was just like, oh, you know what, that is impressive, because obviously with some of the other ones, they do take kind of longer, and it's much more complex, and it's back and forth. So I like the way, and if I was kind of recommending to anyone, I would say for the conveniency of what you give to kind of the traders and everything, it definitely is kind of worthwhile. And just break down the numbers, because at the end of the day, a lot of people, they're going to say, okay, I want to make 10%, but then they'll end up mainly minus 9% or 8%. And at the end of the day, your drawdown is important. So if you break it down to say, I want to make 1% 10 times, then it makes the offload of what you're actually doing a much more kind of easier experience.
Yeah, a lot comes back to money management. Do you think that the rules, the way we structure them, they can help in order to help other traders that maybe they have a good strategy, but they are like struggling a bit with risk? Do you think it's good in terms of helping them this way?
Yeah. I mean, for risk management wise, yes, because they'll teach them to, if someone's new and their problem is greed, then because of their limitations on what they can stake and lose, they're forced to kind of up their risk management level if they didn't have any discipline before. So I believe for like new traders, and it makes sense why the company's done it, obviously to protect their capital as well. But I feel like the only problem with kind of limiting to just one lot size, and also as well a max drawdown, is that it will take some people a lot longer for them to hit their targets. And that's me like saying it from a non-biased point of view. It's just like my general
your opinion, of course.
Opinion on it. So I feel like if they could kind of maybe have it so, okay, if you can have a drawdown, a max drawdown, but you're still limited to do higher lot size. So if you're making a gain, net 5% gain, then you can have 5% extra equity to kind of allocate on your trades. And I feel like, that could.
That's good. Okay, we are taking, of course, all these words and these suggestions, of course, in considerations. So you never know what can happen in future. Okay, Joshante, for now, it was a pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we can do another interview soon for your next target.
Yes. So I will be one of your top traders. I
won't doubt about that anymore. Okay.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you very much. Take care. Thanks.